रे ग म ध ग म ग म ग नि रे सा.
You mentioned your guru, Pandit Jitendra Abhisheki ji, and you mentioned also that it was a Gurukul form, the way you learned. So, does the Guru find you, or you find the?
I think it's probably all planned out already, and then there are these random, what seems to be random incidences that bring you together. That is what happened. Close to Satara, there is an ashram of Gondolekar Maharaj, and I've been going there since I remember. And they have a weekly rotating sadhana, if you will, arti. And they have Kakad Arti in the morning, 5:30 to 7:30, and in the evening 5:30 to 7:30, Panchapadi and Bhajan. That was always a part of that. And there was something similar in Likhite Ram Mandir on Lakshmi Road in Pune on Thursdays from 9:30 until 11. And because I was musically inclined since I remember, I used to be very enamored by the harmonium. And the harmonium used to be played by one gentleman, Mr. Ravindra Patankar. Ravindra Patankar, and I used to sing in all of those very passionately. I used to get lost when I used to sing. Ravindra Patankar's grandfather is Pandit Narhari Bhau Patankar, who actually was the guru of Chota Gandharva and Pandit Jitendra Abhisheki, amongst several other people. So Ravi Kaka mentioned that, oh, we should teach him music because he is very passionate. And I was learning music from my mother for a very long time.
Right.
So I could recognize the faces of people, and that is what I thought ragas were at that time. But then he said, you tell me who you want to learn with, and my mother helped me make that decision. And we approached Abhisheki Bua, and I don't know why till now, because I know for certain that I didn't deserve to be his disciple based on my skill at that time. But he took me on, and then what I recognized ragas as faces, he took me to what the soul of the raga is. And that is a journey that is very hard to explain in words, but it has been such a ride.
Wow. And today you are playing that role of a teacher, a guru to so many students, so many young children to whom you teach. You started a foundation, you are teaching almost 300-400 kids. So how are you sort of transmitting or living that role with your students?
It will be an overstatement to say that I am doing the role my Guruji did, because I can try hard, but I don't think I'll be able to do an iota of what he has been able to. Although I'm at it sincerely, and maybe one day I will be able to with his blessings. The social structure keeps on changing with every big change that I think globalization was that big change that happened, and with that the world also came very close.
Right.
But with the world coming close, the older cultural part started somehow drifting away. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to harness the technological advantage to pull in this culture that has drifted and tie it back into the society. Let me explain what I mean by that. When I was learning from Abhisheki Bua, everyone that was learning with him had already committed their life to music. Although I was not at that point, because I had just finished my examinations for the 10th grade, and I was awaiting results, and I knew this is going to be a part of my life. But you know, when you are at that age, you don't know what profession, passion is. You only have a passion, you don't have a profession in your mind. So it was going to be an ongoing passion. Now that is a very rare set of students. I don't have that set of students. But what I remember is the music or the Gurukul system, the way it affected me, it did something to me in the inside. And I'm trying to figure out a way to code that according to the social structure now, and you infuse that in the students. So at the least it does something. So if we do not have ambassadors of music, we'll at least have commanders, and hence the number of people that I teach, that I do.
How nice, how nice.
ga ma da ni ma da